Hey everyone, and welcome back Digitally Twisted Outlaws for another theory video. Today we're going to be discussing why Casca does not love nor desire Guts. Why the relationship is it's really not looking good. I don't think it's meant to be. After all, this is a theory video, so let's get started. Casca is not really the best choice for Guts as his woman or partner. Maybe comrade in arms, sure. And to be fair, it's not entirely because of Casca. Guts also isn't too good a fit for her either, other than as a bodyguard, which unfortunately for him is a role he is always tending to fall into. Sometimes by his own choice, sometimes just by the necessity of the situation. But Casca does not really desire him or show signs of being a good partner with Guts for the majority of the time that the two are together. So I'm going to be going over this whole subject in more than just one video, but for the first one I'm just going to go over their toxic relationship while Casca was actually herself and not so much the lovable potato we get to know. Alright, so first of all, here is the problem with how Casca is always acting towards Guts. Guts is a giant mass of hulking man-beast who has wiped out entire battalions of warriors, evil spirits, the undead, and even trolls. He's outmaneuvered and defeated literal demons, apostles, dozens of times. He carved a path throughout an entire city through countless Daka, and then ended the siege by riding on a demon to physically and spiritually, or astrally, I'm not sure if astral is the real word, stab a wizard emperor in the face and then won. Yet somehow within Casca's mind, Guts just plays second fiddle to Griffith. Griffith, the man whose real calling in life should be representing every shampoo and conditioner company's wet dream. Bada bing. No? Okay. But why? Why does this not make sense? Because in our world, Guts is the Giga Chad. Let's be honest. Like, he is literally the perfect, well, maybe not perfect, but when it comes to representing the pure form of destructive force a human could ever possibly attain, that's Guts. But in Casca's world, he's just a Giga Beta who received a pity bang. Don't believe me? Why did Casca tell Guts that he was a fool before they hooked up, and then told him he should leave her behind because she couldn't ban Griffith? Back when they saved him and he was all frail and just not looking too good. Sure, you could argue that it was because Griffith was beaten and frail after they saved him from the dungeon. But honestly, would a woman who wanted to be with a winner like Guts really tell him to leave her behind? No, not at all. Perhaps if we look further back before all this happened, during more like the golden age of Berserk, you could argue that Casca showed she cared for Guts when she wrapped up his arm after he committed an assassination for Griffith. Or that one time Casca allowed herself to ask for his help when she was hurt after they took the castle Doldry. Or that one time she wiped blood off his face and Griffith got mad. Maybe even the famous hillside fire scene when she applies ointment to his wounds that he sustained from fighting 100 men so she could escape. Escape back to Griffith. But this is also very similar to my own journey towards a Guinness World Record of slaying 100 humanoid targets with my Dragon Slayer as fast as possible. Except I'm not doing it for a Casca. So hit like and subscribe and join me if you have not already done so. But anyways, back to the theory video. But does that really make up for all the times that Casca has bad-mouthed Guts or punched him in the face? Do women really keep hitting men that they love and respect? I mean, only if you believe in modern media, perhaps, or the modernity approach. But in reality, no, that's not a behavior one does when they love and respect. Not at all. I would argue that Casca does respect Guts as a warrior, a friend, but as a lover, nah, not at all. Casca's attitude towards Guts at first, honestly, was not even respectful or even good-natured. When it came to Guts doing something that she didn't like that may or may not have affected Griffith, honestly, she acted more like an angry mom yelling at the opposing team of her son's football league for, "You're acting too rough!" or "They shouldn't be allowed to play that hard!" You know who that person is. And then, after yelling and screaming and blaming Guts, she would stalk off, or Guts would get ticked off, and then he would. Other times, she would nag at him when he didn't do what she thought was proper, such as fighting on his own terms. Does one night of awkward sex really undo all of that? Let's also mention how Guts has a mental breakdown during that awkward night of sex, and because he allowed himself to engage in sex and he nearly chokes Casca to death. Yeah, not great, and that's definitely a strike on him. So like I said before, it's not just Casca at fault here that this relationship, honestly, in my opinion, is not working out. And I don't even think that's an opinion. I think that's a provable fact. When the team goes to save Griffith, we do get a small attachment scene of Casca wiping Guts' face or holding onto his cape for a bit, but she never really claims him or displays herself as being Guts' woman in the social atmosphere. Like I said, those pre-mentioned things, they're small, but it wasn't really like permanent. And look around yourself. Go outside, look at people interacting. You can definitely tell who is with who. Guts and Casca, not so much. The body language and social interaction just wasn't completely there. Even Casca's little jealous tirade about Charlotte riding on Guts' back doesn't really prove that much either. And Charlotte, speaking of Charlotte, is another woman too obsessed with Griffith for her own good. Or maybe not, as otherwise Charlotte, being a part of the royal family between Griffith and the throne, would probably become demon food to remove her as a threat if she wasn't something to be used by Griffith. Finally, the eclipse. Casca says Guts right before she is overwhelmed and ravaged by apostles, which could be due to Guts' overwhelming strength in battle. And honestly, it could also be seen as, well, she called out his name and, was really just thinking about him. No, she was thinking about who's going to save my butt right now. Yeah, because Griffith, of course, wasn't there to come fly down to save her because she saw him get wrapped up in a giant hand. So I would argue against even that. Afterwards, Casca associates all the bad memories. Potato Casca associates all the bad memories of the eclipse onto Guts. Guys and gals, this is a biological reality in the real world too, that women will tend to mentally and biologically associate bad feelings, bad memories, and bad social interactions with men that they are not attracted to and that they dislike. You will often see this in social life when a man that a woman is not attracted to makes a joke or makes an advance that she doesn't like, and she shoots him down hard, as opposed to a dude that is more her type, she's more attractive to, higher up in the social hierarchy, and he makes dumb, bad jokes or awkward flirting attempts, and she's just like, yeah, it's biology, it is the way it is, okay? And we see that, unfortunately, happen towards Guts, that he's the one having all the bad memories associated with him, rather than associated with a real person who's at fault, Griffith. Casca is then seen shrugging off Guts all the time, over and over and over again, or just straight up hating him and being mad towards him. Yes, he made a mistake, choking her that one time, a second time, but I would argue that Griffith should have definitely, unleashed way more mental, physical trauma, such as murdering all of her friends and, subjecting her body to the worst treatment you could ever do to a human being. And then going even further and twisting, demonizing, and destroying the baby within her womb. Truly an unforgettable act, but she still will drool all over Griffith, and we see it time and time again. Unfortunately, because her attraction to Griffith is so strong, and despite all he did, Casca just still wants Griffith more and desires Griffith more than she ever will Guts. It is just the way it is, and I doubt it's ever going to change. Let me know what you guys think. Like I said, this is the first theory video going down this path. I think the relationship of Guts and Casca is really, honestly, has room for lots of discussions. All right, Outlaws and newcomers, thanks for watching. If you're still here and you have not subscribed to us, please do so you can follow me in my world record attempt, and you can follow all of our other cool things. Digitally Twisted Outlaws is many, many things, not just Berserk. We are all about different types of comics. We are about the sexiness of humanity. That's right, human sex appeal is what we're all about. And about the violence and adrenaline-pumping action that you can get from all sorts of material. It includes cyberpunk, Wolverine, Jenny's wonderful Vampirella and other types of comics. And of course, Berserk. And of course, that giant crazy sword I'm wheeling around. All right, everyone. We will see you next time.